Welcome back to the Crypto Domain, your front row seat for crypto's biggest moves. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. It has been a big one. There is a lot going on everywhere, right? You've got obviously everything going on with Israel and Iran, which is going to have an impact on the markets. So that's something that's a bit scary for everyone, obviously for those over there involved, but and then for those of us that are looking at the markets and how they're going to react to everything that's going on there. So that's going to have a big impact this week and probably over weeks to come. You've got OPEC, they're releasing their monthly report today. You've got the Genius Act vote on Tuesday, so that's going to be an interesting one to see where that ends up. You've got the Fed rate decision, so that's happening on the 18th, so that's happening on Wednesday. Obviously a big one, so we'll touch on that today as well. But look, let's jump in, have a look at the markets, see what's happening, see how much red there is around, and we'll take it from there, right? Okay, so we can see at the moment we've got the market cap at 3.4 trillion, so it's down a little bit. You've got the volume at 66. Again, this is coming the back of a US Sunday, so obviously often down on the weekends. BTC dominance at 61.6 and ETH at 9, so not a massive change from the last couple of days for that. Now, look, if we look at BTC, we can see that it's still sitting around that 105. Not much movement. We can see it's been like that for the last few days, right? So really from around here, it's sort of stabilized around there. So how that's going to move this week will be interesting with everything that's going on. Obviously, those announcements I spoke about. Then you've got the global scale of everything that's happening around Iran and Israel. So that's going to impact, especially if people are looking to get into gold. I'm not sure how the ETFs are going to go. That's going to be the interesting one. That's the one I really want to follow this week because a lot of those are more your traditional investors with BlackRock and that, right? So often times like this, they probably would have moved into gold. Do they really see Bitcoin as digital gold, or are they still going to be a little bit hesitant in that regard, maybe come out of the ETH, which we saw a pump for last week? It did finish just in the negative on the Friday. Bitcoin surprisingly actually didn't go negative like I thought it might have on Friday. They actually had a reasonable day. I think it might have been a 300 million inflow or something like that. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to follow. If we look at the rest of the market, you've got a little bit of a mix of green and red today. You've got Solana at 4.2. You've got Bitcoin Cash at 4.4. Again, up and down. I wouldn't say there's a lot of dramatic movement. Tokenized exchange, 13.5. That's a reasonable move, obviously. And I haven't even looked into that token at all. Sky, that's at 8%. That's quite a good move for them. FET, 6.5. You got Filecoin, 6.5 every day. It's still going, right? That Filecoin. It's now if I look back at this from when did my channel started around here, so yeah, we've really seen that continue to move up, which is why it keeps getting a mention, obviously. But look, that's your top 100. Let's quickly jump into the bubbles, the daily. Look, we're starting to see a bit more green, which is good, but it's still going to be choppy times for a little while. There's so much still happening. I think the FOMC meeting is going to be big on Wednesday, but we do know at the moment that like Polymarket is saying that they're expecting that to, Polymarket Fed rates 98% chance of no change. So it's been relatively accurate. So it will be interesting to see how that plays out, but at the moment they're expecting no real change. If we go to the 100 to 200 again, we're seeing a bit more green. Obviously weekly and monthly is red, and we can see that up here, but we're starting to see a bit of a turn to the green. Maybe there's going to be some positivity and we've taken the hit from the Israel-Iran. Maybe we've taken that hit over the weekend, the initial hit. I don't know. But, as I said, there's a bit to come out this week. We've got the fear and greed. Barely moved since yesterday. It's at 61, at least heading in that direction. The Genius Act, again, that's coming out. That's the 17th. So that'll be important as well. That could have some influence on the market. We do have this here, which I found interesting. So I thought I'd bring this to people's attention. If we do look at the last 3 cycles, including the one we're currently in. Now, this is from the bottom to the top, okay? So if we go performance from the bottom of the cycle, where we currently are in the cycle, we are down, definitely down. We did get an early start, as we know, in the last cycle, but then that had that pullback around this time before we went into November. Is this going to be a little bit more of the run into November? I believe it will. October, November. I'm still thinking around August, September could be where my DCA out will start, but that will depend on the indicators. So we will continue to obviously monitor those indicators. But look, at the moment, it's up and to the right, okay, like we're expecting. I think we'll continue to see that go up as we move through the year. We're going to get this volatility. Every market had the volatility, so you can see it at any one you go back and look at. Now, this is interesting as well. Gemini and Coinbase, so they're set to secure EU-wide licenses under MiCA, which is the EU finance regs. That could be really good news. And as we know, like Gemini is looking for the IPO and that to come up. So again, that's more adoption. It's opening it up to more people to get into crypto. We need those people coming into crypto. Now, this one here is the other interesting one that I do like to look at. So this is the global M2 money supply. There's about a 70-day lag, I think it is, on Bitcoin to the M2 money supply. So if we're looking at that, this would say to me we should continue to see, and no, it's not exact. It doesn't follow it exactly. I get that, but the trend does follow it, and we should expect to see this continue to come up here, up and to the right, especially over the next, it's got a 12-week lead. So let's see how that goes over the next 3 months. So we're saying, July, August, mid-September. It's going to be really interesting to see where this is sitting. And by then, I feel we'll have a better view on the market. Hopefully, we've gone through some of the turmoil, but it's the crypto market. It's a global market. There's turmoil. Something comes up all the time. But it will be interesting to see where some of these bigger issues, where the regulation goes, where the tariffs with China, so those China trade negotiations, where they finish up, where the Middle East conflict finishes up, all those sorts of things. It really is such a volatile time at the moment for the world, for the markets, for everything. So really keep an eye out for that. What I do want to show you, as I always do, is look what's coming up in the next week. So people holding these tokens, what should they be looking for? What should they be aware of? Right now, some of the bigger ones, you've got Arbitrum here. So they've got a token unlock, 1.91% of the circulating supply. So nearly 2% of circulating supply to unlock on the 16th, which is probably when most people will be watching this. You've got Mantle with the Kraken listing. You've got unstaking deadline here for the Lido. You've got another token unlock here for Sonic, so that's 1.65% of the circulating supply. You've got Fast token has another token unlocked as well. That's a 20 million token unlocked. Now that's a bit of a bigger one, right? It's only 5% of the circulating supply, so that could well have an impact on the price. You've got an AMA here with Infinex for Avalanche if you're an Avalanche holder. Immutable X staking on ZK EVM. Now, there will be a lot of people that are probably into Immutable X. That could well be a lot of people's gaming play. It is a bit more of a larger, more stable, I guess, gaming play for a lot of people. It is a bit more around the infrastructure than a game itself, if you like. You do have, what have we got here? So Cardano. So you got the Eureka conference for Cardano. PancakeSwap. You've got Virtual's Protocol. So you've got the AI companion there. Solace, your emotional intelligence AI companion. I still think AI is going to be a big narrative in this run. You've got Jupiter with a skate in Jupiter. So Jupiter's a big one, obviously, on Solana. You've got a Polkadot, so payment card vote. I mean, I'm a DOT holder from 2021. I'm still holding my DOT, still holding out with hope, like most DOT holders. It was really right up there with Cardano during that last bull run, especially early on. Gavin Wood and Charles, both from the Ethereum, the original Ethereum founders, if you like, with Vitalik. So it's really dropped off, and it's changed. It's definitely changed tact and how it's planning on attacking the crypto market from where it was back in 21. I'm still close and watching it because I'm a holder in it. I do think there's still some good opportunity for it. I think their marketing really needs to improve if they want to bring people along and get new people into that token. And then you've got KuCoin here as well, right? So look, another big one coming up, right? For the week, another massive week ahead. As I'd expect for the next 6 months, every week's going to be a big week for us all. What I would say is the things to really keep an eye out for. So you've got Israel and Iran. It's going to be massive. It's escalating strikes over there. They're focusing on Iran's energy infrastructure and things like that. So, I do feel that had quite a bit to do with the fall that we've seen. Bitcoin did drop down to 103.5K during that time. Further escalation could really deepen the risk and the sentiment in our market. So really keep an eye out for that. You've got OPEC as well. So another thing coming out from the Middle East. So they've got their report coming out today, so Monday. Now that could really have an impact on price, impact on the broader markets as well. So keep an eye out for that. As we know, impacts on broader market can have an impact on the crypto market. You've got the Genius Act, as I said. So that's being voted on Tuesday. So that's tomorrow. Now that'll really define the stablecoin regulations. That's a Senate vote tomorrow. Apparently it's got the bipartisan support. So hopefully that will signal a bit of a clearer crypto framework. A favourable vote will really boost that DeFi confidence in the market, right? Any delays though or rejection could really spark a short-term altcoin sell-off. So I think it'll go through, but if it doesn't, watch the markets. You then have that Fed rate decision. Now, as I said, a lot of people predicting that it's going to stay flat. I think what's going to be really important is, you've got the resilience of the labour market. You've got the uncertainty around Trump's tariffs. You've got potential cuts maybe coming in July or later as opposed to right now. But I think really the narrative that comes out of it from Powell is what's really going to have an impact. And look, if we get hawkish comments, maybe that'll strengthen the US dollar. That'll put pressure on Bitcoin altcoins though. So we really need to see how that plays out. But look, just trying to keep this a quick one. That's really it for the day. If you found it useful, please hit that like button, smash the subscribe for more crypto updates. Click the bell notification so you're notified every time that I do release a video. And look, just remember, crypto's an adventure. Get into it. I'll catch you in the next one.